open microsurgery. Oh, good. Here. You guys could do that. I'll work on it over here.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to beautiful El Monte, California. We are live from Mountain View High School for some girls varsity volleyball action. I'm Ardith Dakari, proud to bring you today's play-by-play courtesy of the Mountain View Vista Academy. We are just underway. Mountain View Vikings with a 3-1 lead over the El Monte Lions, and that was very close. You have to wonder if that was legal, but this still keeps able to keep this alive. The Lions of El Monte, a spike. This will be tough for the Vikings. Goes out of bounds. Makes it now a 3-2 lead for the Mountain View Vikings. This is a Mission Valley League match. So far for the Mountain View Vikings, it's been a tough season. 0-4 league play. And of course, with plays like those, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to get a win here. The El Monte Lions, 1-1 in Mission Valley League. And here comes the serve. Nice work from Naomi Galaviz. The setup now, the spike. And that was in. That will be a point for the Vikings. A very nice kill. That means now serving for Mountain View, it'll be Kimberly Guzman. The Mountain View Vikings have not been having a very good season. They're hoping to turn things around. And obviously, Kimberly Guzman would love to have that one back. The score is now tied 4-4. The head coach of the Mountain View Vikings is Jasmine Souza, an alumni of Mountain View High School, graduated class of 2017. The head coach for the El Monte Lions is Mona Garcia. Serving now will be Ariel Ayala. And can the Vikings keep this one going? Yes, they can. That was Janelle Ramirez playing the Liborio position. Now Galaviz also at the Liborio position. Here's a spike. Gonna be a little too long. Now it'll be 5-4 in favor of the El Monte Lions. Ariel Ayala continuing to serve. Here comes the service. This one put high into the air. Nice save once again from Janelle Ramirez. Feel like we're going to hear her name called a lot today. Pushed over. Very good organization from the El Monte Lions. And that one hitting the ceiling, but it still is alive. Good effort from the Vikings to keep this one. That one basically hit the net. Can this one be set up for a spike? And still kept alive once again. Unbelievable play from the El Monte Lions. They just do not give up. Now here comes the possible kill. And that'll make it 6-4. And it's rallies like those, an effort you see from the El Monte Lions that'll definitely give them loads of confidence. Ariel Ayala continuing to serve. And that one hits the net, but hold on a moment. Looks like the referee said, hold on, we were not ready yet. So it looks like the Lions actually dodged the bullet there. One of the officials is having a chat with Angelina Gonzalez. Hard to tell what exactly was going on or what that was about. But the score remains 6-4. Surely Ayala will do better with this serve, and she does. Getting basically the ace instead on that one now makes it 7-4. And head coach Jasmine Souza cannot be thrilled with what she's seeing. Cannot let this deficit get out of hand. Here comes the service once again. Sent high into the air. The Vikings, they are battling. And that one did not stay in bounds. 8-4 the lead. It's like that time it was Liana Ramirez sending that one over, but was not able to keep it in bounds. The service from Ariel Ayala once again. A nice spike, but excellent defense from the Lions that time. Not able to keep it going. Went off the head of Amber Ayala. Of course, she's all right. Lead is cut to 8-5. Here comes the service from Liana Ramirez. Nice work that time. The Vikings continuing to stay alive, and a very nice push over the net that time. Gotta love the work from number 5, Angelina Gonzalez. Lead is cut to 8-6. Liana Ramirez once again with the service. Plenty of strength on that one. That one did go over the net. That was Jimena Wadarama who sent that one over. Liana Ramirez that time, a little too much on it. A point for the Lions, 9-6. That'll be Leilani Diaz with the service. went out of bounds. Went out of bounds. 13-6 the lead, and a timeout taken. Pretty sure Jasmine Souza and the Vikings want to talk it over for a couple minutes. Well, during this timeout, it's easy to say that Jasmine Souza, of course, trying to get her Vikings to get something going, to claw their way back, down 13-6. Of course, on the flip side, Mona Garcia, head coach of the El Monte Lions, has got to like what she is seeing. I think the message that she'll be sending to them is keep doing what you're doing. We know that phrase, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Leilani Diaz continuing to serve. Seems like she's been serving all match. Pushed over. Now here comes the setup, the possible spike. That time it was Wadarama. Now Galaviz. Kept alive nicely by the Lions. Great defense from the Vikings. Gonzalez with the spike. Easy for Ramirez. Pushed over, now pushed right back. Maybe you might need to see a little bit more patience from the Vikings, but that time, too many touches. The Vikings finally able to get a point, and we do see a substitution. Paula de los Santos comes up, and she is replaced by Montserrat Buelna Gutierrez. Now serving for the Vikings, Angelina Gonzalez. A good serve. Ramirez playing very well at the Liborio position. And just coming on, that's Buelna Gutierrez sending it over to the net. And this is going to be very tough to keep alive. Nice work that time from Tiffany Salazar of the El Monte Lions. Once again, it's a 7-point lead. That'll be Julissa Flores serving for the Lions. There comes the service. Straight to Galaviz. And that was going to be very tough to keep alive. We saw Montserrat Buelna Gutierrez diving to keep it alive. Gotta like the effort. Now it is 15-7. Was that going to be a little long? And yes, it actually was a little long. Now serving, it'll be Jimena Wadarama of the Mountain View Vikings, wearing the number 21 shirt. Here it comes from Wadarama. Once again, always to Ramirez. Nice work that time from Wadarama. Will she be the one to send it over? And that one going out of bounds. Now 16-8. The Lions have got to be feeling good about their chances. A substitution being made. Ariel Ayala coming off. She's replaced by Kira Nguyen. Now serving for the Lions, Amber Ayala. Galaviz making a nice defensive play. And that time it was Buelna Gutierrez who was unable to get it over the net. A 17-8 lead for the Lions. The serve once again from Amber Ayala. And Janelle Ramirez, what a play to keep it alive. The Vikings probably thought they had a guaranteed point. And now it will be a point for the Vikings. Lead is cut to 17-9. They've got to string together a lot of points. Getting a point here and there definitely is not going to cut it for this game. Now serving, it's going to be Maya Ramirez Alcala. Straight to Janelle Ramirez. Now Amber Ayala. Wow, totally faked out everyone, including me. Janelle Ramirez, one more touch. Galaviz keeps it alive. Buelna Gutierrez, perhaps that might have gone out of bounds. Another touch from Amber Ayala. Well, that time, it was Kimberly Guzman, sent right back. Galaviz, will that be a little too much? Regardless of what it was, it's another point for the Lions. Makes it 18-9. Tiffany Salazar serving now for El Monte. Galaviz will touch now. Buelna Gutierrez. Now here comes the spike. Getting a touch on it that time was Guzman. The Vikings able to keep this alive. Once again, that was Leilani Diaz sending it over. And once again, Montserrat Buelna Gutierrez. Obviously, she would like to have that one back. It's now 19-9. Salazar with the service. That time sent over by Liana Ramirez. 20-9. And yes, looks like Mountain View Vikings will be calling timeout. Jasmine Sosa, of course, plenty to talk about with her Vikings. It's 20-9. Lions getting closer and closer to taking this first game. Tiffany Salazar continuing to serve. 5 more points, and the El Monte Lions will take this first game. Here comes the service. Buelna Gutierrez got a hold of it. Actually went over the net. Now Diaz with the spike. The setup from Angelina Gonzalez. Buelna Gutierrez. Her spike is blocked. Here come the Lions once again. And that will be another point. 21-9. Was that one a little long? No, it was not. And the ace makes it 22-9. It's like Salazar is on a roll now. And here comes Leilani Diaz once again. But that one hits the net. A point for the Vikings. They're down 22-10. We are seeing a substitution. Buelna Gutierrez coming off. She is replaced by Paula De Los Santos. And it will be De Los Santos getting to serve. Can she get something going for the Vikings? They need all the help they can get. Definitely need some positive energy. Ramirez Alcala. Angelina Gonzalez, not sure what to think of that also. It's now 23-10. That'll be Janelle Ramirez serving for the Lions. And she gets an ace, as that one went off the hands of Paula De Los Santos. 24-10. Game point for the Lions. Here it comes once again from Ramirez. And another ace. That'll make it 25-10. El Monte takes the first game. We'll be taking a quick short break before the start of the next game, a 3-minute break. Once again, this is girls varsity volleyball action live from El Monte, California, Mountain View High School versus El Monte High School. I'm Ardith Takari, proud to be bringing you tonight's play-by-play courtesy of the Mountain View High School Vista Academy. An excellent crew put together by the man behind the scene, the man himself. They call him John Mann. Some more fans have made their way into the Mountain View High School gymnasium. Now, wherever you're tuning in from, glad you're able to join us for some girls varsity volleyball action. Of course, you have to wonder, what is head coach Jasmine Souza saying to her Vikings? Definitely have to change things up. They want things to be different in the next few games. They got off to a decent start in the first game. Score was close, but once you saw the Lions pulling away, it was very easy to make a quick prediction. It was very easy to make a prediction to say who was going to take that first game. And of course, once again, a 25-10 win for the El Monte Lions in the first game. The question here is, can the Vikings get right back in it? Can they stem the tide? And I think a good start is definitely what they will need. Got to be consistent. Got to stick to their plan. Got to be more alert at times too. Got to decrease those self-inflicted wounds. And we are ready for the start of game number 2. Of course, we all know that mentality. From the standpoint of Jasmine Souza and the Mountain View Vikings, you got to have the attitude of just forget about it. That game doesn't exist anymore. Got to take care of business here from here on out. And it looks like one change we're seeing for the Vikings, as we now see number 14, Lucy Santos, on the court. Starting game 2, it'll be Amber Ayala of the El Monte Lions getting to serve first. She definitely had a good first game. And of course, so did number 3, Leilani Diaz, and we heard Janelle Ramirez's name called many times. Excellent work at the libero position. And here comes the service. We're underway for game number 2. Galavi is trying to keep this alive. And it will be the first point going to the Vikings. Want to say maybe perhaps kind of a broken play. Either way, a point is a point. Now it's Maya Ramirez Alcala getting the serve first for the Vikings. And here it comes, skimming the top of the net. Gonzalez. Now Santos not able to get enough on that one. Score is tied 1-1. Now serving for the El Monte Lions, it is April Dueñas. Not sure what the stoppage is at the moment. Perhaps a substitution, or Angelina Gonzalez getting some instruction from her head coach, Jasmine Souza. And now we are ready. Here comes the service from April Dueñas. Goes off the net. An easy point for the Vikings, a 2-1 lead. That'll be Paula de los Santos getting to serve. Substitution being made. Kimberly Sandoval comes under, plays Lucy Santos. And Paula de los Santos is replaced by Montserrat Buelna Gutierrez. So Kimberly Sandoval getting to serve. She's wearing the number 7 shirt. Is she one of these super subs off the bench for Jasmine Souza? Let's find out. Janelle Ramirez with a pretty hard one. Unable to recover that time. Score is now tied 2-2. Janelle Ramirez with the service. That one a little too long. She was thinking ace. Instead, a point for the Vikings. And those are those serves that are very dangerous. They freeze you. You're thinking it's going to go out of bounds, but sometimes it does not. Now it's Kimberly Guzman with the service. And of course, the Lions very difficult to get them with an ace. Ayala with the setup. Leilani Diaz sending that one over. Now Buelna Gutierrez unable to get it over the net. So a substitution be made. Ariel Ayala coming on to replace Kira Nguyen. That substitution being made by the El Monte Lions. It is now 3-3. Buelna Gutierrez with the touch. And maybe perhaps too many for the Vikings. Another point for the Lions. Another substitution being made. Montserrat Buelna Gutierrez comes off. She's replaced by Heather Garcia Ramirez. Here's the service. Angelina Gonzalez. That one hitting the net. It's now 5-3 in favor of the Lions. The service once again. Sandoval playing at the Liborio position. Looks like that one sent over, goes out of bounds. A point for the Vikings, cutting the lead to 5-4. No, cutting the lead actually to, cutting the lead to 6-4. De Los Santos with the service. Able to get a touch on it that time. It was Jimena Guadarrama. Sandoval with the touch. Another opportunity for the Vikings. That was Guadarrama once again. Angelina Gonzalez getting the opportunity again, but putting way too much on it. A 7-4 lead now for the El Monte Lions. Here comes the service. Nice work from Angelina Gonzalez. That's Ariel Ayala with the setup. Kimberly Sandoval, the good defensive play. That one will go over the net. Lots of setup play from the Lions, but that time not working for April Duenas. Lead is cut to 7-5. That'll be Heather Garcia Ramirez serving for the Mountain View Vikings. Here comes the service. Easy one for Ramirez. Ayala with the setup. The touch from Gonzalez. And that time it was Kimberly Sandoval getting the kill, cutting the lead. I want to say should be cutting the lead to 7-6. But either way, the scoreboard here says 7-5 in favor of the Lions. Janelle Ramirez, now Ariel Ayala. And that time, Sandoval not able to replicate what she did previously. It's now an 8-5 lead for the El Monte Lions. Here comes the service from Julissa Flores, putting way too much on it. A point for the Vikings. They're now down 8-6. Serving this time will be Jimena Guadarrama. Here comes the service from Guadarrama. Leilani Diaz getting the first touch. Sandoval. Now Gonzalez. Ramirez Alcala. And here comes the spike. Will that one be a little long? Yes, it was. A little long that time from April Duenas. Lead is cut to 8-7. We definitely see a little bit of a change in this game from the Vikings. Here comes the service once again from Jimena Guadarrama. Ariel Ayala putting that one high into the air. And too many touches that time from Naomi Ibanez. Game is tied 8-8. And a timeout called. Not by the Mountain View Vikings. This time timeout called by the El Monte Lions. Mona Garcia want to have a little chat with the Lions. So surely head coach Jasmine Souza has got to be feeling much better with what she's seeing in this game. Let's go back to, of course, the game one. The 25, that was the Lions winning 25-10 in the first game. Definitely a different attitude, different swagger from the Vikings in this game. Are we going to see some more substitutions? We'll have to wait and see. So continuing to serve for the Vikings, wearing the number 21 shirt, Jimena Guadarrama. Here comes the service. Ayala sending it over. Little bit of confusion from the Vikings. Almost looked like a couple players were going to collapse. Looks like it was Angelina Gonzalez and Kimberly Sandoval that almost collided with each other. Substitution is made. Guadarrama comes off. She's replaced by Naomi Galaviz. And here comes the service from Amber Ayala. Able to get the ace. Now it is 10-8. The service once again from Amber Ayala. And another ace. And it's these consecutive these situations where we're seeing consecutive aces, is where Mountain View really finds it hard to claw back into the game. They're down 11-8 now. Gonzalez with a touch. And actually the point instead goes to the Vikings, cutting the lead to 11-9. That's a break they definitely needed. Maya Ramirez Alcala to serve for the Vikings, who's going to bring some good luck. A very good serve, getting the ace, cutting the lead now to 11-10. Now you talk about something the Vikings needed. That was exactly what they needed. Will we see more of that from Ramirez Alcala? And that time, definitely not well out of bounds. Of course, like I mentioned earlier, got to limit those self-inflicted wounds. A substitution being made for the Lions. April Duenas comes off. She is replaced by Jamila Macapas. And it will be Macapas getting to serve. That one low. Hits the lower part of the net. Vikings getting a point. Cutting the lead to 12-11. Now it's Kimberly Sandoval getting to serve for Mountain View, and here comes the service. Had a lot of lob on that serve. Galaviz with the touch. Now Ramirez Alcala. That was Garcia. That was Garcia Ramirez. Galaviz once again did not get the touch on it that she would have preferred. A point for the Lions. It is now 13-11. Janelle Ramirez ready to serve. Always dangerous, whether she's serving or playing defense. That time she gets the ace. 14-11. It's like we're seeing another substitution. Kimberly Sandoval comes off. She's replaced by Amarita Artica Ruiz. The service once again from Janelle Ramirez. That one going high into the air. Now Leilani Diaz. That time Artica Ruiz, who just came on. Macapas. Amber Ayala was in a tough situation, unable to make the play. Lead is cut to 14-12. Another change being made for the Vikings. Galaviz comes off, replaced by Jimena Guadarrama. Now serving, it'll be Kimberly Guzman. A little too much on it. And that's a point for the Lions. Lead is extended to 15-12. Another change being made for the Lions. Kira Nguyen comes off, replaced by Ariel Ayala. And it will be Ariel Ayala getting to serve. And here comes the service. Nice save by Angelina Gonzalez. Also very good work from Macapas. Ariel Ayala sending it over. The setup here, will we see the spike? Little too much on that one from Kimberly Guzman. It's now a 16-12 lead. The Vikings have fallen behind a few times by 3 or 4 points. Have been able to claw their way back, but not been able really to tie the score. It's been one of those games. Artica Ruiz sending that one high into the air. Gonzalez. Now Macapas to Ariel Ayala. And it's going to be tough for the Vikings to keep that alive. It was Ramirez Alcala who had the touch, but now the lead is 17-12. And it looks like a 1-minute timeout has been called. Or actually, let's just say it, a timeout called by the Mountain View Vikings. We've definitely seen the Vikings playing better in game 2. But now we are also seeing the Lions pulling away with a 17-12 lead, getting closer and closer to that magic number of 25. All right, back from the timeout. Service coming from Ariel Ayala, nearly getting the ace. Now lead is 18-12. The service once again from Ayala. Garcia Ramirez with the spike. Angelina Gonzalez. Now it's Guadarrama once again. Nice work from Galaviz. Guadarrama sending it over. The setup from Ariel Ayala. And the Vikings find a good opportunity to spike this one over. Little too much on it that time from Maya Ramirez Alcala. Makes it a 19-12 lead. Ariel Ayala continuing to serve for the El Monte Lions. Vikings having trouble getting out of this hole. Artica Ruiz with last touch for the Vikings. Galaviz. Now Angelina Gonzalez. Last touch by Janelle Ramirez. Vikings finally able to break that streak, cutting the lead to 19-13. Angelina Gonzalez getting the opportunity to serve. We had a quick timeout, or quick stoppage, excuse me. Back into play. Angelina Gonzalez unable to get that one over the net. It's now 20-13. It'll be Leilani Diaz serving for the Lions. Another substitution being made for the Lions. April Duenas comes on to replace Jamila Macapas. Here comes the service from Leilani Diaz. Little too much on that one. Nice judgment from Galaviz. Goes out of bounds. Lead is cut to 20-14. Heather Ramirez Garcia to serve for the Vikings. Ramirez with the touch, and that time it was Ariel Ayala diving to try and keep it alive, unable to. Lead is cut to 20-15. Substitution being made. Lucy Santos comes on to replace Amarita Artica Ruiz. Another serve from Garcia Ramirez. Kept alive by Leilani Diaz. The last touch, that time Julissa Flores getting a vital point for the Lions. Now with a 21-15 lead, 4 more points, and the Lions will have a 2-0 lead. The service from Julissa Flores. Now Guadarrama trying to keep it alive. She did get a touch to it, but just a very quick touch that time. Want to say from Naomi Ibanez. Makes it 22-15. Now it's Julissa Flores getting to serve for the Lions. Angelina Gonzalez with the touch. Now Lucy Santos, then Naomi Galaviz. Out of bounds, 23-15. 2 more points for the Lions. They know they're right there. The service from Flores. Lucy Santos with the touch. But hold on, there was a point given to the Lions, perhaps a violation by the Vikings. Now makes it 20-14. Game point. Lucy Santos with the touch. And Wadarama. We see a spike. Able to keep it alive. Good work from the Vikings. This one high into the air. No choice but to send that one over. Was Ibanez. Wadarama was not able to get into position to spike that one. Some good back and forth play from both teams. And that one's going to be a little too much. And that'll make it 25-15. El Monte Lions take game 2. Once again, a short 3-minute break before the start of game 3. The El Monte Lions with a 2-0 lead over the Mountain View Vikings. They took the first game 25-10, took the second game 25-15. And the Vikings have got to find a way to win this next game, or else the night will be done. Little under a minute away from the start of game 3. So we're ready for the start of the third set. Just need to go ahead and repeat. El Monte Lions taking set 1 25-10, took set 2 25-15. Like I mentioned earlier, we did see improvement from the Mountain View Vikings in set number 2, but still unable to pull close when they really needed to, unable to build a lead. And once you start falling behind, you start trading points, it's hard to get back into it. Now we're ready for the start of this set number 3. Maya Ramirez Alcala getting to serve for the Vikings. Ramirez with the initial touch. And the Vikings start off with a 1-0 lead. Can't confirm 100%, but it appears that that's the way things have gone in each set so far. Vikings getting off to a, getting that first point. Here comes the next serve. And there is an ace, a 2-0 lead for the Mountain View Vikings. They're not seeing many multi-point leads tonight for the Vikings. This is something they definitely can build on. Maya Ramirez Alcala getting the ace. Here comes the next serve. And that'll be, yes, another one. 3-0. An excellent start to this set for the Vikings. This is definitely the confidence they need. It's all coming from the serves of Maya Ramirez Alcala. Here comes the next one. Ramirez sending that one over the net. And that time it was Guzman. Now Amber Ayala to Ramirez. Kept alive by Buelna Gutierrez. Sent over that time by Buelna Gutierrez. Now Janelle Ramirez. Ramirez Alcala. Was there a little bit of confusion? Kept alive by Angelina Gonzalez. Sent over the net that time by Liana Ramirez, and it is a 4-0 lead for the Vikings. Here comes another serve from Ramirez Alcala. Excellent serve, might I add. Barely going over the net. Angelina Gonzalez with the first touch. That was Montserrat Buelna Gutierrez. Set up by Amber Ayala. Liana Ramirez. Now Ramirez Alcala. Great work that time from Janelle Ramirez. El Monte Lions finally able to get that point. But a 4-1 lead for Mountain View. They've got to be feeling good about their chances to start set number 3. The serve, and that'll be an ace. The serve from Tiffany Salazar, cutting the lead to 4-2. It's like that time Angelina Gonzalez may have had a little bit of trouble. Here comes the serve once again. Galaviz sending that one the wrong way. And Galaviz send this one over? Yes, she does. Great work to keep it alive. Ramirez Alcala now to, yes, it's Buelna Gutierrez able to get the point. 5-2. And it will be Montserrat Buelna Gutierrez getting to serve. So hold on a moment. She's got to tie her shoe. The serve from Buelna Gutierrez. That was a good setup that time from Amber Ayala. And of course the spike. It's a very good one from Naomi Ibanez. Cuts the lead to 5-3. Janelle Ramirez now serving for the Lions and getting the ace. Looks like Buelna Gutierrez had a little bit of trouble with that serve. Lead is cut to 5-4. Vikings, of course, need to decrease those self-inflicted wounds. Who comes to service? With that one going off the net. Lead is now 6-4. Substitution made for the Vikings. Naomi Galaviz comes off. She is replaced by Jimena Guadarrama. Now Kimberly Guzman to serve for Mountain View. And a little too much on that. Good judgment by number 3, Leilani Diaz. Now a change being made for El Monte. Kara Nguyen comes off. She is replaced by Ariel Ayala. And it is Ariel Ayala that will get to serve. The serve. That one saved. Sent over by Angelina Gonzalez. Ariel Ayala just came on. And that time it was Jimena Guadarrama not able to get much when trying to push that one over. Need to get more power on it. Game is now tied 6-6. Here is a serve from Ariel Ayala. Oh, excellent serve. She gets the ace. That was a really, really tough play for Heather Actually, that time was a very tough play for Liana Ramirez to make. Ariel Ayala again. That one, right from the start, you could tell it was going to be way too low. The game is now tied 7-7. Liana Ramirez now getting the opportunity to serve. And the service, Jana Ramirez to Ariel Ayala. The touch from Julissa Flores kept alive nicely. Angelina Gonzalez spiking that one over the net. Ariel Ayala kept it alive. Amber Ayala sent it over on the spike. Good back and forth play here to Galaviz. Now Liana Ramirez, an easy one for Janelle Ramirez. Amber Ayala. The touch from Galaviz. Unable to send that one over was Liana Ramirez. Now an 8-7 lead for the Lions. It will be Leilani Diaz getting to serve. Here it comes from Diaz. And she gets the ace. Going off as that one goes off the hands of Montserrat Buena Gutierrez, a 9-7 lead. The service once again from Leilani Diaz. Angelina Gonzalez able to send it over. Julissa Flores with the touch, kept alive. Ramirez Alcala, and here come the Lions once again. Nice work from Angelina Gonzalez. Guadarrama able to send it over. I was wondering, was that actually perhaps kicked over? Of course, we're not able to check the replay very quickly. Liana Ramirez with a very good touch. Kept alive very nicely by Leilani Diaz. The Vikings scrambling, trying to keep this one alive. That one might have gone out of bounds. Leilani Diaz, of course, got the touch. Excellent work from Guadarrama. Still going. Guadarrama now to Ramirez Alcala. The touch from Ramirez. They could get one more. That time was Ariel Ayala. And finally, at the last moment, unable to knock it over, was Ramirez Alcala, and a valuable point. Seems like that one was going on forever. 10-7 lead now for the El Monte Lions. Leilani Diaz continuing to serve. And here it comes. Going off the hip. Not the best touch at first from Buena Gutierrez. The Vikings able to keep it alive. Janelle Ramirez with a small touch. Ariel Ayala to Amber Ayala. Ramirez Alcala able to keep it alive. Leilani Diaz to Julissa Flores. Now Guadarrama. The Lions doing so great with their setup play. Angelina Gonzalez, too much power on that one. Goes out of bounds, an 11-7 lead for the El Monte Lions. And while Leilani Diaz has been serving, the Vikings have been unable to get any points. This has been a tough stretch. Galaviz, a very nice play, trying to keep it alive that time. It was Leilani Diaz, finally a very valuable point for the Vikings, cutting the lead to 11-8. Looks like we're going to see some changes being made for the Vikings. Not sure if that's happening right now. Angelina Gonzalez will be serving for Mountain View. Here comes the service from Gonzalez. Kept alive by Diaz. Going off the net, Ramirez Alcala. Now Ariel Ayala to Julissa Flores. Her spike blocked by Gonzalez. The ball goes out of bounds. A 12-8 lead A change being made. Janelle Ramirez comes off, replaced by Naomi Ibanez. Here comes a service from Julissa Flores. And that time was Angelina Gonzalez who got the touch. And that time it was Tiffany Salazar, unable to get it over the net. A point for Mountain View, and a couple of changes being made. Heidi Scanlon coming on for Jimena Guadarrama. Naomi Galaviz comes off, and she is replaced by Kimberly Guzman. And here comes the service from Heidi Scanlon. Janelle Ramirez sending that one over. And unable to, it actually did go out of bounds. So a point, another point for the Vikings. Heidi Scanlon will get to serve again. Salazar to Ariel Ayala. Definitely some confusion. Another point for Mountain View. Lead is cut to 12-11. Another serve from Heidi Scanlon. Kept alive by Salazar. Ramirez sends it over. And that one went out of bounds. 12-12 is the score. And Mona Garcia calls timeout. The El Monte Lions want to talk this over. So compared to the previous two sets, talking of course about sets 1 and 2, the Vikings definitely showing that they're serious about winning this one. It's 12-12. Can they keep this going? Lost the first set 25-10, lost the second set 25-15. Of course, from the standpoint of the El Monte Lions, they just want to get this done with. Timeout is over. Heidi Scanlon with the service once again. A very good serve, yes, and she gets the ace. Vikings take a 13-12 lead. The service once again from Scanlon. Salazar. That one, of course, going over. Can the Vikings keep this alive? Going off the net. Buelna Gutierrez sending that one over. Excellent work keeping it alive. Janelle Ramirez now to Ariel Ayala. Now Salazar. Nice touch from Scanlon. Angelina Gonzalez sending it over the net. Now here's Ramirez. Excellent work once again from Heidi Scanlon. And maybe the spike this time from Buelna Gutierrez. The Lions, excellent work. And yes, another point for the Mountain View Vikings. That time was Naomi Ibanez, unable to get it over the net. A 14-12 lead. And of course, the Mountain View Vikings have got to be feeling good about their chances. And ever since Heidi Scanlon has come in, she has been their good luck charm. Here comes the service once again. Salazar now to Ariel Ayala. Sent over the net by Ramirez Alcala. And unable to get that good touch at the last moment, Tiffany Salazar. Unable to get it over the net. It's 15-12 in favor of the Mountain View Vikings. Heidi Scanlon once again. Here comes the service. Salazar getting the touch to Ariel Ayala. Now Janelle Ramirez. Ramirez Alcala pushing it over. Scanlon having to keep this one alive. Went off the basketball hoop. Can they get one more touch? Yes, they can. Excellent work from Ramirez Alcala. Now Amber Ayala's touch. That one out of bounds. A 16-12 lead for the Mountain View Vikings. The service once again from Heidi Scanlon. And that's going to be an ace for the Vikings, extending their lead to 17-12. Heidi Scanlon has a routine. She's got to keep it going. Here's the serve. A very good one, just barely clearing the net. And it's another ace. 18-12, the lead is extended. Service once again from Scanlon. A very good serve. The touch from Salazar. Finding it back to Salazar. The first touch from Scanlon. A very good block on defense. And that one going out of bounds will be a point for the Lions. But excellent play from the Vikings while Heidi Scanlon was serving. Another change being made for El Monte. Coming off is Ariel Ayala, replaced by Kiara Nguyen. Now it will be Amber Ayala getting to serve for the Lions.
Nice job, Heidi.
So an 18-13 lead for Mountain View. And when Heidi Scanlon was serving, she definitely brought some positive energy to this Vikings team. Gotta like these strategic substitutions made by head coach Jasmine Souza. For the first time tonight, Vikings playing with plenty of confidence. They have an 18-13 lead. Here comes the service from Ayala. There's Amber Ayala, of course. Ramirez Alcala. The touch from Janelle Ramirez. And that time, the touch from Kiara Nguyen hitting the net, unable to get it over. 19-13. The Vikings need just 6 more points to win their first set of the night. And this time will be Maya Ramirez Alcala getting to serve. Amber Ayala trying to catch the Vikings off guard. That time was Guzman sending it over. Janelle Ramirez. The touch from Ramirez Alcala once again. Nice work from Janelle Ramirez. And a good kill that time from Kiara Nguyen, cutting the lead to 19-14. Tiffany Salazar serving next for El Monte. Here comes the service. Ramirez Alcala right in front of the net. Did not think twice about what she wanted to do. Sent high into the air. Kimberly Guzman. And that one going out of bounds. Lead is cut to 19-15. Tiffany Salazar hoping she could get some rally going for the El Monte Lions. Here comes the service. Buelna Gutierrez got the initial touch. Amber Ayala with the setup. And that time it was Salazar. Well, actually, it was Leilani Diaz with the spike. Buelna Gutierrez with a very good touch to make it 20-15. Excellent work from Montserrat Buelna Gutierrez. And she will be the one serving now for Mountain View. A 20-15 lead for the Mountain View Vikings. Sometimes you have to wonder if fatigue eventually might become a factor. But there's always substitutions to be made. Buelna Gutierrez serving for the Vikings. Amber Ayala with the setup and going off the net that time. Getting the point for the Lions. Now it'll be Janelle Ramirez serving, and she's always dangerous, whether she's serving or playing defense as the libero. And was that one a little long? Yes, it was. And it's a point for Mountain View, a 21-16 lead. Now it'll be Kimberly Guzman getting the serve. Substitution made. Jimena Guadarrama comes on to replace Heidi Scanlon. You have to assume that this was a defensive substitution made by head coach Jasmine Souza. Guzman with the service, and that time going out of bounds. Lead is cut to 21-17. Ariel Ayala comes on to replace Kiara Nguyen. And it will be indeed Ariel Ayala getting to serve for the El Monte Lions. The touch from Gonzalez, now Galaviz. Ramirez Alcala. Ariel Ayala to Amber Ayala. She's able to send it over. Will we see a spike here from the Vikings? Both teams are going to have to be patient. And it's mistakes like those you don't want to see at this point. Lead is cut to 21-18. Ariel Ayala with the service once again. Angelina Gonzalez to Ramirez Alcala. Back to Angelina Gonzalez. The setup here from Ayala to Leilani Diaz. Now Janelle Ramirez. Here comes the spike from Julissa Flores. A very good touch at the last moment from Guadarrama. The Vikings being patient. Here comes Guadarrama. Just pushing it over at the last moment. Guadarrama did get a touch. Will they have another one? Not sure if the official saw that, but it did go out of bounds regardless. Now the lead is cut to 21-19. And Jasmine Souza calls a timeout. She's seeing this lead slipping away, and she's got to do something. She's got to talk to her ladies. This match, actually this set definitely getting intense. Let's not forget a quick recap. The El Monte Lions winning set 1 25-10. They won set 2 25-15, but right now in set number 3, the Mountain View Vikings have a 21-19 lead. If the Lions are able to find a way to win, it'll be game, set, and match. Of course, I should not be using the tennis terms, but you know what I mean. It'll be game over. The Vikings find a way to, if the Vikings hold on to win, we'll see another game. We'll see another set. And here's the service and an ace. Not what the Vikings needed coming out of a timeout. Lead is cut to 21-20. Ariel Ayala with the service. That one going off the net. Going off the top of the net. Tying this 21-21. Ouch. A tough one for the Vikings to swallow. Here comes the service once again. Buelna Gutierrez with the initial touch. That time it was Angelina Gonzalez. Too much on it. El Monte has taken the lead, 22-21. The Vikings are still in this. Forget about the score. It's just got to be focused. Gutierrez sends it over. Barely able to keep it alive. Guadarrama with the last touch. Janelle Ramirez, now Leilani Diaz. Was there almost a little bit of a mix-up? No, not from the Lions on that one. Ramirez Alcala was able to send that one over. And here comes Leilani Diaz. Excellent defensive plays. Gotta love what you're seeing that time from Leona Ramirez. And yes, the Vikings able to get the kill. Janelle Ramirez diving, unable to make the play. We are tied up at 22. Now it'll be Leona Ramirez getting to serve. We definitely have not had any suspense like this so far. Did not happen in the first two sets. The service, a little too far. Great judgment from the Lions. And hold on a moment, was that supposed to be a point? Shows the score is still 22-22. Perhaps a little bit of confusion here in the Mountain View High School Gymnasium. But no, that is a point for the Lions. They now have a 23-22 lead. And it's Leilani Diaz who will be getting to serve. Here he comes. Galaviz. And nice work on the kill from Leona Ramirez. We are tied at 23. And getting to serve now will be Angelina Gonzalez wearing the number 5 shirt. It is 23-23. Definitely some excitement here. Too long of a serve. It's 24-23. And now Julissa Flores can serve to win this game. Naomi Ibanez just came on. Here comes the service from Flores. Angelina Gonzalez. Now Wadarama. Yes, just gets the point. 24-24. The Vikings are still alive. Excellent touch that time from Jimena Wadarama. And a couple changes being made. Galaviz comes off. So does Wadarama. Replaced by Heidi Scanlon and Kimberly Guzman. And it will be Heidi Scanlon getting to serve once again. Tied up 24-24. An excellent ace from Heidi Scanlon. Makes it 25-24. But yes, gotta win by 2 points if you are tied at 24. So Heidi Scanlon will be serving for the set. She was the Vikings' good luck charm earlier in the match. Will she be doing the same here once again? Here comes the serve. Lions able to keep it alive. Now Ramirez Alcala sent over by Guzman. The touch from Buelna Gutierrez. And now Ramirez having to keep this alive. Leilani Diaz needs to send this over the net. That's exactly what she does. Ramirez Alcala. Now to Buelna Gutierrez once again. Nice work from Ariel Ayala to Amber Ayala. Heidi Scanlon able to get the touch. Another touch from Ramirez Ayala. Both teams sending this back and forth. Scanlon once again. Leona Ramirez. That was a little too much. And yes, the Vikings are able to take set 3, 26-24. We will watch another set. So will the fans in attendance. And of course, if you're joining us on this live stream provided by the Vista Academy, we've got some more volleyball coming your way. So a 26-24 win for the Vikings in set number 3. That definitely got intense towards the end. And of course, head coach Jasmine Souza has got to be thrilled with her ladies. And in fact, I caught up with her right before this match, and she told me she really wants to win this one. It's a little under 2 minutes left before we get to the start of set number 4. Definitely saw a different attitude and different swagger from the Mountain View Vikings in set number 3. They found a way to win. Things got a little scary at times when they fell behind. At one time they fell behind 23-22, but they took care of business, getting the win 26-24. So glad you're able to join us for some girls high school varsity volleyball action between the Mountain View Vikings and the El Monte Lions. After the first 2 sets, it looked as if the El Monte Lions were on their way to win 3 sets to none. But the Vikings refused to lose, refused to go down. Excellent job in set number 3. And of course, you can't help but talk about the excellent serves from Heidi Scanlon. You gotta like the tactical substitutions made as well from Jasmine Souza. Let's not forget she played varsity volleyball for the Mountain View Vikings, an alumni, class of 2017 alumni. Now we're ready for the start of set number 4. We are live from El Monte, California. We're at the Mountain View High School Gymnasium, ready for the start of set number 4 between the Mountain View Vikings and the El Monte Lions. If you're just joining us, the Vikings just took set number 3, 26-24. And starting set number 4 will be the Lions getting to serve. It's Amber Ayala. And she begins this set with an ace. A 1-0 lead for the Lions. That's definitely a change. I'm pretty sure every set we'd seen prior to what we just saw, we'd seen the Vikings start off by taking the lead. And another ace from Amber Ayala. A 2-0 start for the Lions. Another serve. This time not going to be an ace, but a little too much on it, unable to get the kill. It's now 3-0. Right now the Vikings have just got to, shake up that feeling of, okay, let's relax a bit. We won a set. No, they got to get that mindset of, yeah, we won a set. Let's be even more alert and ready to take care of business. Galaviz with a touch. Now Ramirez Alcala. Buena Gutierrez with a very good touch at the last moment. Amber Ayala. Now to Kira Nguyen. Ramirez Alcala will want to send this one over, but hits the net. 4-0. So after winning set number 3, this is the start that head coach Jasmine Souza definitely did not want to see. I think she'll be calling a timeout pretty soon if this continues. And another ace for Amber Ayala. It is 5-0. And like I said, I expect Jasmine Souza to call a timeout. I think she's got to call this very quickly just to stop the bleeding. Buena Gutierrez, Ramirez Alcala. Goes to Leilani Diaz, to Amber Ayala. Now the spike from Salazar. And that was in a 6-0 lead. I think that 26-24 win in set 3 for Mountain View Vikings definitely got the Lions in the mood to say, hey, let's take care of business. Get back to our winning ways. The serve from Ayala. Buena Gutierrez, now Galaviz. Another touch from that's Ramirez Alcala. Now Janelle Ramirez. Buena Gutierrez. And a very good kill that time from Liana Ramirez, getting the Vikings their first point of set number 4 and a much needed first point. Now with the service, Maya Ramirez Alcala. A nice save of that moment from Leilani Diaz. Galaviz with a touch. Guzman sending it over. Ramirez Alcala. And a very good turn of events, sequence of events there. Vikings able to get their second point, cutting the lead to 6-2. Let's not forget the Lions started this set with a 6-0 lead. Ramirez Alcala with the service once again. Leilani Diaz, now Amber Ayala. Galaviz, and that time it was Kimberly Guzman, unable to get the touch she wanted. 7-2. Now it'll be Tiffany Salazar getting the serve for the El Monte Lions. Buena Gutierrez with the first touch. Liana Ramirez sends it over the net. Amber Ayala to Leilani Diaz. Oh, that's going to be one of those tough situations. And that time it was the Lions benefiting, getting the point. They're up 8-2. They're off to a very good start in set number 4. Salazar with a service, unable to get it over the net. Lead is cut to 8-3. Looks like this time serving for the Vikings, it'll be Montserrat Buena Gutierrez. And here comes the service. Kind of a high lob. Ibanez. Now Buena Gutierrez need to get this one over. One more touch. That's what happens. Salazar now to Amber Ayala. That was Kiera Nguyen with the last touch over the net. Now trying to spike this one. Yes, getting the kill. It was Angelina Gonzalez. Lead is cut to 8-4. Buena Gutierrez with the service. Janelle Ramirez with that first touch. Unable to get it over the net. That was Kiera Nguyen after the touch, after the setup actually, from Amber Ayala. It's now 8-5. No need for the Vikings to panic. This set did not get off to a good start. Just got to forget about it, just got to regroup and got to be focused. Galaviz with a nice defensive play. Angelina Gonzalez. Yes, and that one is in. Lead is cut to 8-6. Gotta like the thinking and the patience and the trust that Jasmine Souza has in her ladies. They were down 6-0. She said, don't worry, you guys, you ladies got this. Montserrat Buena Gutierrez, of course, would like to get that serve back. It's now 9-6. Change is made. Julissa Flores comes on to replace Naomi Ibanez. Serving now, Janelle Ramirez. Always dangerous Janelle Ramirez, and she gets the ace. Makes it a 10-6 lead. The service once again from Janelle Ramirez. That one going off the top of the net. Great work keeping it alive was Kimberly Guzman. Julissa Flores that time able to get the kill. 11-6, the lead is extended. The service once again from Janelle Ramirez. Galaviz with the first touch. The Vikings able to send it over the net. Amber Ayala setting up Julissa Flores. And she gets another kill. Up 12-6. And now Jasmine Souza decides it is time for a timeout. And the small contingent of El Monte Lion supporters making noise in the bleachers. This has got to be one of those moments, the signal to the Mountain View Viking supporters to make some noise for their Lady Vikings. So after the timeout, of course, we'll be wondering, will we see what kind of changes will we see from the Vikings? They're down 12-6. No reason to panic, but this is that situation. This is that moment where you just don't want the lead. You don't want the Lions to start pulling away because they'll be very tough to stop. They serve from Janelle Ramirez. And that one went out of bounds. Lead is cut to 12-7. That was a close one, though. Definitely was a close one. Now serving for the Vikings, it is Kimberly Guzman. The service, the touch from Salazar, some confusion from the Lions. And that time it was Ramirez Alcala, unable to get it over the net. A change being made. Ariel Ayala comes on to replace Kira Nguyen. So a 13-7 lead. And indeed will be Ariel Ayala getting to serve. Did not get very much on it, but enough to get it over the net. Amber Ayala. The first defensive touch from Buena Gutierrez. That was Leilani Diaz with one of the touches. The Vikings trying to send this one over the nets. High into the air. Easy touch for Janelle Ramirez. Now Leilani Diaz. Angelina Gonzalez very alert on defense. And yes, that one was in. She gets the kill. Lead is cut to 13-8. Now it'll be Liana Ramirez getting to serve for the Mountain View Vikings. Here comes the service. Ramirez with the first touch. Julissa Flores pretty much slapped it over the net. It was enough though, and that one's going to be a little too long. Goes out of bounds. Lead is now 14-8 in favor of El Monte. Now it will be Leilani Diaz getting to serve for the Lions. Buena Gutierrez, Ramirez Alcala. The setup here, no, this fake actually from Ariel Ayala. Guadarrama. Once again, the setup from Ariel Ayala. Trying to keep it alive at the last moment. Yes, they can, but this one has to be sent over the net. Exactly what happens. And the Vikings find a way to get a point here. Galaviz, Ramirez Alcala. One straight to Leilani Diaz, to Ayala. There was Ariel to Amber. One Ayala to another. And a good kill that time from Angelina Gonzalez to cut the lead to 14-9. So Angelina Gonzalez got the kill on that point, and now she will get to serve. And a very good serve, might I add, on that one. Janelle Ramirez, Galaviz with the setup. And good work that time from Montserrat Buena Gutierrez. Lead is cut to 14-10. Angelina Gonzalez with the service. A little too much on it, goes out of bounds. A 15-10 lead now for the Lions. Now it'll be Julissa Flores serving for El Monte. Not much on that spike, attempted spike. It's now 16-10. Hate to say it, but the Lions are showing that they're pulling away. Still plenty of opportunities for Mountain View. But not if those kinds of mistakes happen. The kill, the ace actually, for Julissa Flores. It is now 17-10. The Vikings have got to put a stop to this. They've got to weather the storm to give themselves an opportunity. Ramirez Alcala able to send it over the net. Ibanez, Angelina Gonzalez, Buena Gutierrez not getting enough on it. It's now 18-10. Timeout called by Mountain View. Jasmine Souza wants to talk things over with her ladies. So definitely a lot to talk about in this timeout huddle for Jasmine Souza. Vikings are down 18-10. They've got to win to get themselves to keep this game alive. Sets 1 and 2 were won by the El Monte Lions. The Vikings put up a valiant effort in set number 3 to win 26-24. But they just not had that same exact spark in set number 4. So back from the timeout, Julissa Flores continuing to serve for the El Monte Lions. Ramirez Alcala at the last touch for the Vikings. Amber Ayala sends it over the net, and this will be tough to keep alive. That ball actually came pretty close to us. Which now makes it 19-10. For the El Monte Lions. Just 6 points away from winning this game. Buena Gutierrez. That one goes out of bounds. It's now 20-10. Service once again from Julissa Flores. Nearly got an ace. Ariel Ayala with the setup. Tiffany, that time it was Tiffany Salazar, and she gets the kill. 21-10. The Lions could feel it. They're just about there. So close to the finish line, the way this one is going. Ariel Ayala with the last touch. Liana Ramirez. Now Tiffany Salazar lightly pushing it over the net. Buena Gutierrez. Lots of excellent defense today in set number 4 from the Lions. That really has been the story. Guadarrama with the last touch. Maybe a little bit of confusion from the Lions. Vikings able to keep it alive nicely. That was Ramirez Alcala once again. Pushed over by Ariel Ayala. That time was Buena Gutierrez. Amber Ayala this time. Guadarrama. And finally the Vikings are able to put a stop to that. To those points, to that long rally. And now a change being made. Heidi Scanlon comes on to replace Jimena Guadarrama. And we also see Kimberly Guzman coming on. And yes, this is exactly what the Vikings need. Can Heidi Scanlon repeat the magic we saw in set number 3? A very good serve. Kept alive. And this one hitting the ground. I guess I want to call it in no ladies land. It's now 22-11. The service from Amber Ayala. And another point. 23-11. 2 more points for the Lions, and they will win this game against the Vikings. The service from Amber Ayala. The Vikings know they've got to do what they can to stay alive. The touch from Scanlon. And that time, Liana Ramirez unable to get it over the nets. 24-11. Game point. So not only the set point, but serving for the game is Amber Ayala. Buena Gutierrez with the touch. Guzman was able to send it over. Salazar. Nice save from Heidi Scanlon. Now Buena Gutierrez. But that one actually went out of bounds. 25-11. El Monte Lions win. And that's how we will finish this one tonight. Now Monte Lions take set number 4, 25-11. They win 3-1 against the Mountain View Vikings. And thank you for joining us for some girls high school varsity volleyball action brought to you by the Mountain View High School Vista Academy. I'm Ardith Takari, proud to have been able to bring you tonight's play-by-play. I'd like to thank everyone from the Mountain View High School Vista Academy for their effort. I want to thank the crew for tonight for making this possible for you. Of course, this was all done and orchestrated by the man behind the plan. You know him as John Mann. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for some high school girls varsity volleyball action. I'm Ardith Takari. We'll see you next time.